Hey, it's your girl, Nate. Coming to you with another episode of As Told by Nate, the podcast. Happy Thursday, everybody. I hope you're having a great day thus far. Hope this week has been dope for you. Hope today has been dope. Hope that you are thriving and surviving and that life is good and that you are well. All of that good shit. So, I'm here. Hey, did not want to do my show today, but here I am. Because it's important that I do. It's important that I do my show. Because I got some things I need to get off my chest. And so I'm gonna do that. I don't even know if I'm going to be here the whole hour. It may just be a good little 30-minute check-in, mental health check, vibe with y'all for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get out the way. Because I'm tired. February took a lot out of me, and coming into March, I'm hoping for a little more downtime. Y'all know I am the queen of self-care, and so I definitely want to make sure that I am implementing that for self this month, because last month I was out here being great for Black History Month. Shout out to all the women of the world. March is Women's History Month, and I am here for that as well. So yeah, I'm gonna try and take care of me a little bit this next month. If I had to give tonight's conversation a title, I would call it The Ghetto. And I'm gonna tell you exactly what I mean by that. One of the most ghettoest hoods is what we're talking about tonight. One of the most hardest, underrated, 0 stars, I do not recommend. That's what we're talking about tonight. And what am I referring to? Adulthood. Anybody that's an adult right now, I can guarantee they agree with me. And we're going to get right into it. So I put out a poll earlier this week asking people, coming into adulthood, us millennials, what were our expectations of becoming an adult and what is the reality of being an adult? One of the terms that has been very popular since I have been, and I can't even say since I've been an adult, because technically you become an adult at what, like 18, 19, that's when you're supposed to be. I would say late 20s, everybody was like, oh, I'm adulting. That has been a phrase that people use all the time when they're saying they doing adult shit, right? So I put out a poll just kind of asking people, what was your expectation of adulthood, and then what has the reality been? And it seems that we all have come to the common conclusion that we were scammed into believing that adulthood was going to be something that it most definitely is not. And we are going to definitely talk about that today, because as an adult, I am upset. I can say I've been upset since last Thursday when all of this started for me. So that's what we're talking about. The ghetto, that is adulthood and adulting. It's so funny because I watched The Tinder Swindler on Netflix. And this is how this whole conversation even came up. That documentary really made me stop and reevaluate my entire life. I'm doing this thing wrong. It's the conclusion that I came to. And it was a hot topic. A lot of people were talking about this Tinder Swindler guy, hitting me up and inboxing me. And I'm not going to give y'all a play-by-play. If you want to watch it, check it out. It's on Netflix. It was very interesting watch for sure. But that was my takeaway from it, was I'm doing life wrong. I'm doing life wrong by doing life right, if that makes sense. Just to give you like a small recap, there was this guy who was meeting women on Tinder and scamming them out of so much money. And it wasn't just one or two. It wasn't a small scale. Like, it was a plethora of women. and so much money. And the end result was nothing. Buddy didn't really get too much of nothing as a result of that. Actually, I think as the show was ending, they said this man is out here teaching business courses at this point. He done came up off these ladies, and now he's coming up off of these other people trying to teach them about business, which I guess technically he is a pretty good businessman, right? Because he really had ran up a bag on all these ladies by meeting them on this dating app. So I just kind of looked at my life as I'm getting Tinder swindled by a whole bunch of different entities. And the collective is being a fucking adult. So we're going to talk about it. First off, scammers are up. The scammers are winning. And that kind of makes me upset. Because here I am doing things the correct way, getting by in life. And these people, there are so many people out here that are surviving and thriving off of tricking people into paying their way for everything. Like, that's just how they get through life. But I've learned that the whole being of adulthood is a scam itself. And it starts when we are children. Yes, I'm about to break this thing down because it's bothering my spirit. As an adult, I am 32 years young. I'll be 33 this year. And I'm just thinking back to, when did all of this start? Childhood. Let's start there. We were being scammed by our parents. I want to call out Sharon and Ann and Daryl and Greg and Simon and Lewis and Tony and Brenda, Stephanie, Donna, all of y'all, for making this look easy. This cannot be the same adulthood that my parents and aunts and uncles and grandparents were living when I was growing up. This cannot be the same adulthood because they made it look so simple. I felt like when I grow up, I was going to be lit. One of the dumbest things I have ever said is, I can't wait to grow up, because life was going to be lit. Life is not lit, like, at all. Life is not lit. And like I said, I've been mad since last Thursday after watching the Tinder Swindler. But then I got even more mad this morning because it's the beginning of the month. Bills rolling around. And I just feel like my whole life preparing to become an adult has been a lie. But I find comfort knowing that we all feel this way. So before I go any further, to talk about how we were swindled since childhood into this scam that is adulthood, drop in the comments, for those of you that did not take part in my poll, what are some of the expectations that you had coming up, thinking adulthood was going to be like versus the reality of it? Okay, so boom, that was the first scam. Our parents making us feel and think that being an adult was easy. And I can't say that for everybody, because I know everybody's story is different. There's some people whose parents, they didn't make it look easy because it wasn't. I can't say that the people who raised me had it easy, but they definitely made it look easy. And that's just not the case. So boom, parents, y'all some scammers. Then you had the teachers. So just adults as a collective scamming. Teachers promoting education, this whole American dream. Hey guys, the American dream is a scam. That's not what I dream about at night, first of all. But when you a kid, that's what is planted in your head. You got to grow up, you got to go to college, you got to get a good job, you get married, buy a house, you have some kids, and you living a life. Hey, that's not the life. That's not the life. Okay, I don't know about y'all, but for me, that's not the life. That's not what I dream about when I go to sleep. So y'all teachers in this American dream that was planted and groomed, and y'all tried to scam, because everything within the American dream is a scam. So boom, teachers, adults, y'all dirty for that. Y'all dirty. Let's break that thing down. Going to college, big scam. Biggest scam ever, right? And I did that thing twice, like a dummy. But here I am. So because I decided to go to college and get an education, I've been out of school since 2017. It's 2020. I graduated undergrad in 2011, grad school 2017, and I'm still paying these people money. That's a bill right there. So going to college to try and achieve the American dream put me in debt. Off rip, I'm in debt coming out of college. I've been blessed to be able to work in my field. You know, I went to school for mental health, psychology, and, you know, here I am. Y'all know what I do. But I just feel like education should be free. And a lot of places it is. Just not here, of course. Because again, the American dream is a scam. Going to work is a scam. I don't know who thought that you work 5 days a week just to be off for 48 hours was like a good bargain, but it don't make sense. The math is not mathing. It's a scam. Go to work all week long, get 2 little days to kind of regroup, which really is like 1 day. Because after you get off on Friday, Saturday you trying to rest, maybe have some fun, and then Sunday you preparing for Monday just to do it all over again. And then you at work for majority of your day. Scam. But you gotta go because you gotta take care of yourself. And that was another way I was scammed as a child. My mama got me accustomed to a very nice lifestyle to the point where I have to work. I can't not work. I have to work to be able to maintain living the way that I like to live. But see, here's the thing, and we're going to get a little deep with it. Us millennials are living in a time where the expectation of adulthood is consistent. Go to work, pay your bills, but the things that are surrounding that have changed, but they're going in opposite directions. Or not even opposite directions, but one is growing without the other. The cost of living now is not the same cost of living when my mom was 32, right? Oh, that's normal, Nate. It's all these years later. Why would it be? Okay, bet. As time goes on, the price and cost of living should increase. You're absolutely correct. But why are these salaries not increasing with it? I put out another poll, and it was 67% of the total folks that answered this poll within the late 20s, early 40s work more than one job. Now I know what you're thinking and what you're saying. Oh, that's how you become wealthy. That's how you create wealth. You have to have all these different streams of income. And I can agree with that. That's what the experts say, at least, that you have to have multiple streams of income to become rich. And that would make sense to me, except these multiple streams of income are not building wealth. They are sustaining life. Like, people are having to, and that was the verbiage that I used in the poll. Who has to work more than one job to support themselves and maintain their lifestyle? Not who has to work more than 2 jobs to save money to build, to create, whatever. No, this is just to pay your bills. Another poll that I put out: how many people, again, late 20s, early 40s, have roommates or are living at home with their family so that they can survive? So who's working more than one job? 67%. Who was having a roommate or living home with their family, parents, whatever, to be able to live? Y'all ain't. 73%. So 67% of us are working multiple jobs, and 73% of us have roommates or live with our families so that we can survive. The math is not mathing. But our generation is also in that leading number of entrepreneurship, college educated. How? I'm not understanding. None of this makes sense. And I'm kind of going on a rant and a tangent right now because I'm blessed. And I complain about, being an adult because it's tough for real, but I'm blessed. I'm in a situation where I'm comfortable with my life and how it is. But I just feel like because I'm doing everything right, I should be in a different situation. I'm really just kind of mad at the scammers because I'm not a scammer. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. Let me tell you why. Continue with the scam. So that's my little spiel about, how we live today and how we're paid today. It's not adding up. We're expected to maintain, rent, water, food, lights, gas, insurance, which is a scam in itself, while still not being paid more, and everything is going up. So there's that. Have kids. That's another scam. But here it's a two-sided scam. And I'm a little upset because my friends that have children, they love their kids. The people that I know that have kids, they love their kids. But it is tough being a parent. That's not an easy job, right? So on top of you having to overextend yourself working multiple jobs, you come home to be a parent. That's a whole nother full-time job. In school for a couple hours, you come home, boom, your day don't end because now you're a parent. For those of us that are actually parents, right? But then on the other end of that, those of us that ain't got no kids, we can't get no help for nothing. I don't like that, because when I was having this conversation with some of these tax preparers, and how a lot of parents look forward to income tax time because they get this money back for these kids or whatever. But for those of us that ain't got no kids, we're not getting a lot of money back. And if you're in a higher tax bracket, we ain't getting no money back anyway. We giving it all away, and that's another thing, but still expected to live the same. But because I don't have no kids, I can't even get not one food stamp. I want some food stamps. That's really what this is about too. I don't want to pay for my groceries. I feel like the government scam. They get this tax money. We pay tax on every goddamn thing. And it goes into the economy, and we're paying for assistance and all this stuff. All of the assistances that I can't touch. So why am I paying for it? The government supposed to be paying for people that need assistance, not me, because y'all ain't helping me. I'm paying y'all, and I can't tap into none of these resources. Y'all don't give me not a one food stamp. Y'all not gonna help me with not a piece of Medicare insurance. I gotta pay for that too on my own. While y'all taking money out of my check for other people. And I get it. There are some people in the world that truly need the resources. I'm not saying anything or down talking any of that, but I just feel like the government should be paying for that. Not me and us people, because I'm still expected to take care of me. Adulthood is a scam, and I don't like it here. 0 stars, as I said in the beginning. My expectation of adulthood was very simple. I'm going to grow up. I'm going to get a good job after I go to college, and I'm going to live comfortable. I'm going to travel. I'm going to get married. I'm going to the American dream. I can say when I was younger, the American dream was mine, because that's what I thought was how it was supposed to be. That's what I saw. That was the example. That was what everybody, that is what was deemed appropriate. The reality of it is that ain't nobody's goddamn dream. And it's not reality. You go to college and then you broke because you owe all these people money. You buy these houses, and depending on the market and what, I done learned so many terms that I didn't even know was a thing, just from people that I know that are buying houses. Because I'm not buying no goddamn house right now. I thought I wanted to buy a house and I don't. It's too much. It's too much. This is depressing and it's stressful. And they wonder why our generation is so quick to just kind of maneuver through life and walk to our own beat. We don't really do things like old school did because it don't make no sense. The way that our parents and our grandparents lived makes no sense right now. It's really insane. But it's still the expectation. Who I need to talk to? Joe? Kamala? Who? I got some questions. I got some suggestions. And I got time too. Who I need to talk to? Who I got to tap in with? Because this shit is ghetto. It don't make no sense. So you got the government scamming. You got the adults. They was scamming when we was growing up. You got the scammers scamming. When I tell you the scammers are winning, everybody's scamming but me. Everybody's scamming but me. And I'm a little salty about that. Because I feel like I'm one of the Lord's favorites. And I've been living life to the best of my ability. Honestly, I don't do no wrong to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to do this thing the right way. And what do I get back? But stress. So let's talk a little bit more about this American dream. So boom, get married. That's a scam too. Somebody asked me while we was talking about this, I'm in a lot of groups on Facebook, and I bring a lot of conversations to those groups before I do my podcast, just to kind of see what the people talking about. And I had one conversation come up. Where somebody was asking about what they said. Marriage, and as a therapist, do I promote it? And if people come to me having marital problems and stuff, like, do I encourage them to work it out, or do I tell them they should go their separate ways and all these other things? I think the older that I get, the more I'm starting to realize that marriage is a scam. It's a scam. When people come to talk to me about their marriage, though, I'm more of a connection person. I'm more of a healthy relationship in its entirety, more than I am the labels and the titles. I used to be that girl, but as a woman coming into womanhood, I'm not there no more, because just like all these other pieces to the American dream, it don't make sense. The math is not mathing. So in being able to sustain healthy relationship and connection in marriages, I promote that for sure. But just to have the marriage, do with it what you may. Shout out to Crazy But True the podcast. I see y'all. Hey y'all. Somebody said just over broke. What that mean? Explain. Just over broke. I don't know when you commented and said that, but what is that in regards to? You need to talk to that. Hey, I'm trying to give a message about these people that have been scamming us since we was children. So yeah, back to the marriage piece though. Yeah, marriage is a scam. I don't know if I'm so much a believer of this. I'm trying to find the right words because again, connection, relationship, partnership. I don't believe in that. But marriage is a business. It truly is. And I guess it really just goes into how you see it with your partner, the understanding that you have. I don't know if I even believe that we're supposed to be with one person forever. I don't know if I believe that anymore. There's so many people in the world. It's so many different pieces that you can get from different people. Are we supposed to meet this one person? Because the idea is that you meet this person in your early adulthood, like right now, late 20s, 30s into early 40s, you meet this person, and for the rest of your life, you're with them. And y'all are building and growing and, forever, a long time. So I don't know. The world and the climate that it is starting to change my views on marriage. Because I feel like that's another thing that was kind of just taught to us and we just kind of went with it until we got old enough. Because we're the generation now that is kind of stepping outside of the box with that as well. Now, I'm not saying that to say if you're married, you're supposed to be cheating on your partner or, infidelity is a good thing. I'm not saying none of that because broken hearts and hurt feelings don't do nobody no good, right? But I'm just saying, like, moving forward for my personal life or like people that I know and people that I've been having this conversation with, it just look a little different now than it did when we was growing up. And again, I pose that question. What were you guys' expectation of adulthood and what has the reality of it been? Because my expectation was very different. And the reality is it is ghetto. It's ghetto here. I don't recommend it. I speak to young kids all the time and I tell them don't rush growing up. Take your time and really figure out what this thing look like because when you get here, ain't no going back. Ain't no going back. And it's just not a lot. I never said that I didn't want to get married. I said I'm not sure I believe in marriage in the way that it was conveyed to me growing up. And I don't know if I believe in the title and the label in the sense that I did before. So let me just say that and correct that. That's how I see it. It's funny though, because I just feel like all of this stuff that we were prepared to take on in adulthood is a scam. Like everything is a scam. Adulthood is a scam. People scamming, government scamming, these jobs scamming. Everybody's scamming but me. And I feel some type of way about that. I'm just here speaking my mind. I'm just ranting a little bit because as an adult, this is where I'm at. She, her mom like hairdos. Change. Oh, okay. I'm about to say, that's not making no sense. But okay, I don't do that. Don't do that at all. I'm just, listen. But you should change your mind, like hairdos, because that means that you're questioning things. You're coming into understanding of things. You're processing life. I don't see nothing wrong with it. So there's that. But yeah, adulthood, ghetto. And all of this stemmed from what? Me watching the Tinder Swindler. And I realized I was doing life wrong. I'm trying to figure out when scamming became such an open market. I remember when people were was first scamming, it was like on some hush hush, sneak tip type stuff. Now you got people teaching classes on how to scam. When COVID hit, them people loans went crazy. And people had no shame talking about this. And here I was, actually got my own business and was trying to, you know what I'm saying? Live life and do the right thing. But clearly, that's not the way to do it. Because everything in life is a scam. These people at these jobs, I think that's really too a lot where it's coming from, because again, no shade. I love what I do. It's a blessing to bless people. And I love to take the journey of life with people. Being a therapist is so rewarding on so many different levels. And it helps me to grow as a person. But I work for organizations and facilities and, different things of that nature. So that means what? I have a schedule. I have salary. I have this. I have that. It don't make sense. And here I was too, okay, I was thinking, I ain't got no kids. I ain't got no partner that I have to worry about. Life for me is supposed to be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. No stress. That is not true. I feel like when you don't have kids, life is more stressful because we ain't got some of the cheat codes that other people have that have kids. Like I said, we paying these taxes for government stuff that we can't even tap into. And shout out to everybody that got kids, y'all little blessings. I love kids. But I mean, when we talking about the specifics of it all, that's just the truth of the matter. When Black people got into tech, what you mean by that? Oh, when I said when did scamming become open to the public? Like craziness. I need a pod therapist. I hate them. Holla at your girl. I got y'all. Let me know. Let's work. But yeah, I'm just ranting, trying to get some things off my chest, because as an adult and having conversations with other adults, this life that we live is not what we thought it was going to be. It doesn't look like the picture that was painted as we was coming up. And also a bigger question is, what do we do about that? Or is this just or is this one of those situations that it is what it is type of thing? It's just what it is. Like I said earlier, who I need to talk to, because I got some questions and I got some suggestions. Because this can't be forever. We got to figure something out. I refuse to believe the old model ain't working no more. So when they say, okay, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but this shit broke as fuck, for real, for real. So what we need to do to make it make sense? Because from where I'm standing, the way I'm living, what I'm doing, how I'm doing, I should be rich right now. I'm very much not rich. I'm straight. I ain't got no wants, ain't got no needs, ain't got no worries. But I feel like I have to work. There is no, I have to work. I have to work. And I'm not one of them people that wake up and be like, oh man, I need my job. No, I'll call out quick because like I said, queen of self-care. I'm not going to stress me to death. But it shouldn't feel like that. I should want to work and be okay with work because the stipulations make sense. I should not feel like after working all week and after paying bills for the month that I gotta be like trying to add some shit up. Because I work hard. I make good money. But again, these salaries are here. Cost of living is continuing to do this. So what do we do? How do we address this? How do we come to this and figure some shit out? Fuck work, slave mentality has jobs. And I can agree with that. I could definitely agree with that. But even for those of us that work for ourselves, and most people, when they work for themselves, they start out working for themselves, but still having a regular job in the meantime, between time, trying to get things together. And that's because of trying to survive and live. And I mean, it is what it is in that sense, because that's just the way of life right now, right? I really feel like I live in the wrong country because I have done some research on some other places and they don't live like this. And the way that they live just makes more sense. And I think that that's probably where I need to be at. Come on, teach. Reach one, teach one. JOB, just over broke. I'm going to pay you, but now you responsible for food, clothing, shelter, so you're going to have to pay it back. Slavery, at the end of the day, you net zero or worse. Facts. I like that. JOB, job, just over broke. Facts. They pay you for your time, and then you just give it all away because money rules the world. Scam. My whole life is a scam, and I don't like that. I just need to figure out what I need to do. Who I need to get in touch with. Because I'm doing life wrong. And I'm going to keep going back to this Tinder swindler because not only did Buddy run up a bag on these chicks, but now he's running up a bag on other people, teaching them business courses on scamming. Yes, I looked into it. Like how to legally scam. And the fact that you can put those two in the same sentence just goes to show you that anything wrong that you do in the right boundaries can be seen as right. This country is fucked up, to say the least. the inner workings of it, the politics, the just everything. And the older I get, and the more that the older I get, and the more knowledge that I get just in regards to life, the more I realize that, and it is scary. Y'all silly. The ghetto, that is adulthood. I give it 0 stars. Do not recommend. If I could do it all over, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Somebody asked me, see, I knew where this was going. You don't believe in marriage, you don't believe in people having to be with the same person forever. What does that really mean? Listen, I didn't say I don't believe in marriage. I said I don't believe in it the way that I did when I was growing up. It don't make sense the way that it is portrayed. And I didn't say that I don't believe that people should be with one person forever. What I said was, I feel like there's a lot of people in the world, and forever is a long time, and we all have room to grow and learn from different folks and whatever. So maybe for those of us that have the mentality that we're supposed to have multiple partners, maybe that's a real thing. Or that we're supposed to, but again, not saying you're supposed to cheat on your partner or do them wrong or all that other BS, because no, I don't believe in that. I don't believe we should hurt people. You should just be single or be open about the fact that you want to be with a bunch of people. That's what I'm saying. I'll give life 3.5 stars. No, I'm not talking about life. I'm talking about adulthood. Life is great. Life is good. I'm happy. I'm thriving. I have good health. Have love in my life, family and friends. I have a meaningful career. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my right mind. My limbs work. All my appendages and things. I don't have no complaints. I'm blessed. Life is good. But being an adult is stupid. It's ghetto as hell. And if I could not have to be an adult with adult responsibilities in America, I would most definitely do that somewhere else. Because it's not giving what it's supposed to give. It's not the same adulthood that my parents lived, and I don't like that. Because Sharon made it seem like this was about to be a cakewalk. And it's really not. Like, not even close. Not even a little bit. And it sucks because I'm in a space where I'm okay, but there are some people who are in my exact same position and they're not handling it well. And now you have all of these mental attacks and emotional barriers and all kind of other things that stunt their life, not expectancy. That's not what I'm trying to say. What am I saying? The quality of life. There we go. Because of them trying to juggle work and friendships and their health and family and still living a life, finances, people got kids, people got married, like all of these things that are deemed adulthood, like what they think they're supposed to be doing. And it's a struggle. And so now their mind is, you know what I'm saying? Or when your mind go to acting crazy, then your health goes to acting crazy. Your body starts shutting down. Like you really be not having the best quality of life as you're trying to juggle and maintain all your responsibilities as an adult. And that's the piece, because I always got to bring it back to, a therapeutic approach. This shit can really have you in a space that is not good for you or nobody around you. Trying to maneuver through adulthood the way that it's set up. It's like so easy to fail at this shit. And that's the conversation that people are not having. They're quick to blame homelessness and people that are receiving assistance as, they're lazy, or they didn't utilize different opportunities given to them, or they didn't take advantage of. No, that's not always the case. Sometimes life just be throwing them haymakers, and some people are not able to bounce back from that. The math don't be mathing. They working 3 jobs and they still not having the money to survive. They're not in a place where they can lean on their family for assistance or to live with them. So they trying to find a way out of no way that don't make sense. And then they ain't got no kids, so they can't get assistance. Or because they work 2 and 3 jobs, they can't get no assistance. So what's left is lose everything, and now the government will help me. I got a bunch of kids. I don't get help from their father, so now the government will help me. But if you working and you went to school and got a college degree and you out here struggling, they want you to be nothing so you can depend on it. And I understand that that's how it works. They want you to be nothing, so you have to depend on them. And, that just continues the cycle, right? But who I need to talk to? Because the math is not mathing. It's not making sense. And other places don't live like this. But I guess that's America for you. I could complain and talk about this till I'm blue in the face, I guess. And it's still going to be what it's going to be. Which is really sad. So, I don't know who's tapped in right now, what kind of pool you got or what direction you could send me in, but I would love to talk to somebody that can give me some answers on how this all works and what we as a people can do to figure it out. Because again, I'm cool, but some of the conversations that I've been having this week with other adults, everybody ain't cool. There's really some people out here that making it and surviving just looks a little different. Who have taken the steps and are doing things in the right order. But this whole American dream, this ideal of what responsible adulthood look like, it's not lining up for them. And it's affecting their ability to live and take care of their kids and just exist. And that's heartbreaking, to say the least. I joke and I laugh, but I've really been having some pretty tough conversations over the last couple of days with people, again, late 20s, early 40s, about how they're surviving life, what their finances looks like, their ideals behind being an adult. And it's been some tough conversations. It makes me definitely count my blessings, and I'm in a space where, I can definitely, understand that this is not everybody's situation. I get that. But it's tough. And it's hard for me. And like I said, I'm cool. And it's still hard for me. So I can only imagine how this kind of looks for some other folks. Conversations that need to be had, I guess. It was brought to me, so I'm bringing it to you per usual, so we could talk a little bit about it. And y'all really talked to me about this one. I was really enjoying the conversations that I was having with you guys in regards to adulthood. And I'm, again, like I said earlier, I'm glad to know that it's a collective. Like, everybody kind of feeling the same thing. Like, as a generation, we were scammed. This started when we was jits, and going into adulthood, we was definitely scammed about what this was supposed to look like, what it was supposed to feel like, how it was supposed to play out. And it is not what the people said. It's not giving what it's supposed to have gave. So yeah, the ghetto, the hoodest hoods of them all, the most overrated hoods of them all, adulthood. It's lame. I hate it here. The idea of being an adult is just kind of like, well, here we are. What do you do with that? I guess just make the most of it, huh? So just a little recap about these scams that we got in childhood about the American dream. Big scam. Go to college just to be in debt. Come out of college owing so much money. Most people that come out of college can't even find a job in their field. And those of us that are blessed to find a job in our field, it don't matter because the cost of living steadily on the rise, and these jobs still paying the same salary. Most of us out here working 2 and 3 jobs to support ourselves and our lifestyles, and the other bulk of us are roommating and living with family members to survive. Those of us that have families and are, in a space where we have 2 incomes, that's pretty much roommating. You and your partner taking care of life and doing what you gotta do for your children, y'all roommates. But that is just it's expected these days because, again, the cost of living is just steadily, and here we are still with the pay, which is crazy. What else we talked about? Marriage can be a scam. Let me reword a little bit because y'all be on my head about that. Marriage can be a scam if it's not going about the right way. Tread light. I had somebody on here was asking, they believe that marriage is a scam as well, and they want to run back an old situation. I say go for it. At this point in time, nothing surprises me anymore. I feel like the unexpected should be expected. If your life ain't where you want it to be at in 2022, just make it happen. Shoot your shot, girl. She said that because she just got out of a marriage, and so she's trying to figure. Shoot your shot, girl. If that person's still out here living their best life, single and looking to mingle, do that. And tell them they sent you. What else we talked about? These jobs scamming. Not only are they paying us here, but also like we working 5 days a week for these little 48 hours of rest, which is not really rest because Saturday we chilling, but Sunday we preparing for Monday. Who made this schedule? I've never been okay with that schedule. I do not work that schedule. Every job that I've been in the last couple of years, I have refused to work that schedule. And they're going to have to see me about my 3 days because 4 days on, 3 days off make a little more sense to me. A little more. So, jobs, they scamming us too with our time. Government scamming us. We paying all this money in taxes and can't even tap into the resources, and they want to give us pennies back in these tax returns. Can't get no insurance through y'all. but I'm paying for insurance through y'all and still gotta go get my own because I work. I gotta pay full price for my groceries. I don't like none of this. And apparently a lot of other adults don't like it either. But yeah, I've been mad since last Thursday, just reevaluating my life. And I'm realizing that I'm doing a lot of stuff wrong, which is okay. I guess that's the whole point of life, right? You continue to grow and progress, figure things out, what you like, what you don't, change things, keep things the same, work in progress. Here we are. But yeah, that's about it. Y'all be safe. I don't know. That's all I can say. I think I'm about to take up the nomad lifestyle. Like, just put me, I don't want to work. I don't want to have no stability, like no concrete address and the expectation of like, no, I just want to travel and get it how I get it, live off the land. It just seems like such a more peaceful way of life. These expectations of adulthood ain't matching up. The reality is like the complete opposite. And that has really bothered me this week. So yeah, it's March. Happy March. It's Pisces season. Activating as Pisces. Shout out to everybody who has a birthday this month. It is Women's History Month. We just finished a bomb ass Black History Month last month. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I'm ranting. I'm complaining. But, you know, I'm blessed and highly favored. Can't complain too much. But, yeah, I just been in my feels a little bit this week about being an adult just because of the conversations that I've been having with people. And I wanted to bring the conversation to y'all. Thanks for participating. Thanks for listening to me go on a tangent about how life is unfair. Because life ain't fair, right? But that's that. That's my time. Y'all have been great. I'm about to get up out of here. If you haven't already, make sure that you grab a copy of Dreamer. BarnesandNobles.com. Get my book, read it, leave me a review. Let me know how much you loved it, because I know that you will. Right back here next week, same time, same place. Another conversation on As Told by Nigga podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's talk about it.